Hey guys, so welcome back to our channel. Hope you all are doing well. So it was a great day for the transfer market. Few big signings finally happened. So let's start with the man wearing the Manchester United jersey, Mason Mount. Adarsh, what's your say? Finally, 60 pounds, 60 million pounds, and Mason Mount is here.
We were after him for a long time, and although I don't like that player particularly, but I've come to agreement with it. If Ten Hag is pursuing him for such a long time, so he must have seen something in it. And to be honest with you, when you really deep it, he's not actually a very bad player. Okay, his last two seasons were poor, but actually one of the seasons in his first basically major season, he performed well. Now, what happened after that?
First two seasons.
First two seasons, actually, he was player of the team. He was Chelsea's player of the year for first two seasons.
Yeah.
What happened after that is I don't think it's solely his fault, right? The whole team was not performing. It could have been the manager, could have been other circumstances, but I think I should be positive with it. Ten Hag, I think he really believes in him. He's given him a 4-year contract till 2028. So actually, 5 years contract till 2028. So I'll be positive. He definitely improves what we currently have in our midfield for sure. He's better than Fred. He's better than McTominay, and on his day, he can be better than Bruno because he's young. He can develop into a better player. So all in all, I'm positive. We did not splash too much money for him. It's not like 120 million pound signing. So I would be worried with it, what will happen, what will not happen. 60 million in today's market for a young English player is quite reasonable. So all in all, I'm okay with it. But I want Manchester United to go for or other players also. He's not the only one who can propel our season. We need another midfielder, I think, and of course, in other positions, we need to bolster our squad. So a good start, but I need to see more players coming in, and then I will kind of give my overall uh, judgment of the season transfer window.
I think I think to be very honest, yes, he's a decent signing, and especially after spending like 85 million on Sancho and
Yeah,
100 million on Anthony, 60 million on Mason Mount is a good signing. I would say it's a decent amount. Although they nearly spent like 2 to 3 weeks on Mason Mount, which I was like for which I was pretty surprised. Uh, but I think they have to focus on striker right now. They really need a striker at the moment. A striker, a midfielder, and at least one centre back.
I think
Yes, I don't think they can rely on Weghorst or
Because is
Marshall
gone.
anymore.
Because is gone now.
yeah, he
Uh,
was on loan. He's back to
He was on loan. He's gone
Burnley.
now.
Yeah.
but yeah, Mount is a decent signing, and he will help them bolster the left-sided midfield position, or if he can even play as a winger if required.
Yeah.
So yeah, good signing, and
Actually,
yeah,
Chelsea was the one who basically wasted time on this, right? If our
Yeah.
initial bid was 40, okay, the round one negotiation could have been agreed. 50 million was, I think, decent for him. But Chelsea, just for the sake of 5, 10 extra million, they stretched this 3 weeks. This could have been done in the first week itself. So they are the ones who kind of delayed this. Otherwise, we would have captured him a long time back. But it is what it
Yeah, but
is.
but doesn't matter. Season hasn't started, so still
Yeah, yeah.
a good deal.
yeah, almost a couple of months are left. So let's see what happens. Anyways, let's move on. And Arsenal finally got their rice for 100 millions plus 5 billion add on. Akshay, what do you say about that signing?
I think they have paid 45 million English tax on this rice. I don't know he will turn out white or brown, but whatever whatever it is, I don't think Rice suits that much to Arsenal's play. Like I don't know why they are after him and they are ready to splash 100 million on him. They are better players in the market. They could have got some good tactical and some cheaper players, but it is what it is, and let's see how it goes.
Adarsh,
I don't think he will be that much successful or has would have that much impact at Arsenal as he had at West Ham.
what do
Yeah,
you
I
say
mean,
about that?
I've already given my sentiments about Declan Rice. I think he's an overrated player. But if
Yes.
Arteta really wants him, he wants to spend that much money on him. So I think he's in his plans. Obviously, he will start every game for Arsenal. That's for sure. How much he will improve
Okay.
that position, which was occupied by Thomas Partey in the past, I don't know about that. But I think overall, I think Man City basically came into the negotiation. They just made a mockery out of Arsenal, who could have signed him initially
You
for
never know.
90.
In fact, this might be the case that, at times I've heard there was another theory I heard where people were saying that was Arteta who really wanted Declan Rice to come as soon as possible, and just to rush things, he might have requested Guardiola to just go out
Come
and
into the race. Yeah, I know.
to come into the race so that our board can push further and make this deal happen as soon as possible. These sort of things also happen in football, and we all know what sort of bond Arteta and Pep usually have shared when he was under Pep.
I mean, I don't know about that because I know where this came from.
They're all theories, I think.
So there was a
Well,
there was
see, we all know that City never wanted Declan Rice. They never needed Declan Rice. They just came into the picture so that Arsenal can, get more can be more
Inflate the
desperate.
price. That's
Now,
it.
whether it was from Arsenal side to make it happen, or whether it was City toying with Arsenal, doesn't really matter. The end product is that he's there for £100 million and playing for Arsenal now.
definitely. I don't think Man City came into the picture to help Arsenal in any way. I know there are theories saying, and
No
there
way.
were in a news broadcast in the UK, Talk Sport. There's a channel. So there was a lady who said that, and she got a lot of backlash for this. So I don't believe that that was the case. Yeah,
Yeah.
because
Actually,
this is kind of
The
I
only
think their
point was
own
to inflate
rebels
the
as well.
price. To inflate the price.
yeah, they
That's
came
it.
there to inflate the price. They just wanted to play around with Arsenal, and the strong team does it.
Yeah,
Manchester United, we used to do it with other teams in the past when we were strong, not
exactly.
now. So they just came in. But if you talk tactically
Past.
about what, how much we will improve Arsenal. So although I don't think he's a very good player, he will be much of an improvement on Thomas Partey. As a matter of fact, I don't even think he's on his level. But he's younger and he has. I mean, sometimes signings like this can switch a player's mind also. So he may think that they have purchased me for 100 million, so I should really perform well to justify my price. So that may give him a kick on the back,
But
and then he may
that may
perform.
also backfire.
There are more chances of that
They
only.
get under pressure. Yeah.
Yeah, because your
And we
ability
have seen
cannot.
that already.
Arsenal, I think if they wanted to just secure top four, then this signing is fine, minus the amount they paid for it. But if they really want to challenge for the title, I don't think this is the perfect signing for them. So I think they got robbed there, and they were just too
Yeah,
desperate for it. I think to a point they
exactly.
could have thought more about more
They could
players,
have
but
signed two.
they could
They
have
could
signed
have
two players
signed two
exactly.
defensive midfielders from Italy.
Well, I think yes, we have been talking about like he's overrated. This that is something I understand, but I think we have to look from West Ham point of view as well. They have lost their captain, right? They won a Conference League, and he played a very important role for them, right? So what they lost, I think from their point of view, I think at least like 70-80 million was also a decent amount for him. Looking at the West Ham's point of view again.
Yeah, that's a fair
But
enough
now I
point. But
think, guys, let's
I think
talk
they will
about
replace
what
him with someone good. West Ham will
obviously
spend at
they
least
can.
40 to 50 million on his
That's
Yeah,
replacement.
exactly. But I think, guys, let's now talk about what he can bring into the table for Arsenal. Yes, we all know that now he is there. Arsenal robbed or not robbed, that is something obviously time will tell. But what he can bring into the table, let's talk about that. So for me, uh, a very positive thing. Arsenal were lacking the leaders. Apart from Odegaard, there was no leader into the side who can actually help him. Basically, a strong personality sort of a player I'm talking about. I think this is something Declan Rice can bring into the table. At least the defensive side, he can handle that very well, considering he is not. He's pretty good when it comes to defending the ball. So I think that is an important aspect, and that's why I think Arsenal and Arteta were looking onto it that they needed a character who can actually lead this side from the front with Odegaard.
I don't
yeah.
think that he has that much leadership skills. It's okay, like he's a good player, he commands respect in the middle of the park, but I think that's about it. He's not someone who is a natural leader, I believe.
Neither do I.
Maybe.
I mean,
Yeah,
being a leader for West Ham and being a leader for Arsenal are two different things.
there's
First of
a
all,
I
contrasting difference.
agree. They are two different things, but he just won a UEFA trophy as well.
I know, but so let's talk about his play, right? So he will play in a midfield of three with Odegaard, him, and then who will be
Kai
the third
Havertz,
midfielder? No, no,
Kai
no.
Havertz.
If they start Kai Havertz in the mid, if this is
Yeah,
the three
that's what
mid,
I was coming to. That's what I want to discuss about that. Not just Partey is
I
gone,
think Jorginho.
even
Let's not forget
Zaka.
Jorginho also, guys.
he did not
No,
start
no,
even the last season, so he will not start this season.
no. Declan Rice will take place of Jorginho, and Jorginho will be on bench. And
and
Kai Havertz will
will
start.
be the
Most probably, Kai Havertz will start as a
Kai Havertz in
midfielder on the
midfield.
left side. Yeah,
Kai Havertz in the midfield.
yeah. So do you
And
think
Odegaard
Arsenal
will
will
be
spend?
playing as a central midfielder.
Odegaard is a central midfielder, right side.
He's more into the attacking side. He's an attacking
No, he's a
midfielder.
No,
right-sided central midfielder
but he
for
plays as
Arsenal.
a midfield three. He plays as a midfield three
Yeah,
only.
yeah,
In last,
yeah.
he will still play there. But the third position, in which Xhaka was playing last season, they will have to sign
Kai
somebody.
Havertz.
They cannot. No, they cannot play Kai Havertz.
They have
Essentially,
signed Kai Havertz for that position. Do you think they will spend 75 million on a bench player?
I think so. Yes,
Well,
they have.
Akshay, no, it's not about bench player. Yeah, they will be playing more than 50 matches.
That's our
We all
perception
know
that Kai
Gabriel.
Havertz should not start. But according to Arteta, he will start in the left side. That's what rumors say and all the team positions.
See, again, that those are the rumors, but I think we need to think now they're into the Champions League as well, and obviously they will be taking Champions League also very seriously. Unlike Europa League, Champions League is something that they will be taking seriously. So now they will be playing like almost 50, 60 matches, and we all know they cannot rely on Gabriel Jesus for like 50, 60 matches. We all
But
know
Kai
that
Havertz,
at some
Kai
point
Havertz
he
won't
will
play as
get
a
injured.
striker. Kai Havertz won't play as a striker here.
Well, he is a false nine. He is a centre forward, so
If
he can
they,
play as a centre forward
I'm
as
telling
well.
you, if they play Kai Havertz as a third midfielder, they will badly struggle this season. He's defensively
Exactly.
non-existent, man. And also Odegaard is also very good, not very good defensively. He's more of an offensive player.
Yes.
So basically, you are
Only
playing.
Rice is left.
So only Rice, who is also not very good. So you only have one player who is defensive.
Defensively.
He's not very good. Actually, I've seen
Yeah,
Rice.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
He doesn't read
He's
the
a
game
ball
properly.
playing sort of. Yeah,
Not even ball playing.
distributor.
He's a basically hustler. I would say he's not.
Yeah.
He doesn't have very good positioning. He misses the first ball, then he runs after the player, and then he tackles him. He's young, so he has that legs to run after the players and tackle them. But I haven't seen him really good in good positions like Casemiro or.
Yeah, Adarsh, actually, this thing matters. You know which players are around you. That also matters, at least in the midfield. So till now, he had
But
West
mark
Ham
my
players
words,
who
Arsenal have
who
signed.
were supporting him. But now with Arsenal players supporting him, I think he might, get better here.
They need
You never know.
all I'm saying is that they need a central
But yes, they
midfielder.
need a
box to
central
box.
midfield. I think Jorginho might get another chance. That's
As a
why he
starter.
was not even. Yeah,
As a
he might
But then
get.
why 75 million on Kai Havertz?
He's too slow, man. Jorginho is too slow to start every game in Premier League.
And it's not
Yes,
75,
especially for
just
Arsenal.
to correct it, 65. I'm sorry.
It's
Just to
almost
correct it,
70.
65. 65 plus 5 add-ons.
Yeah. But
They
still,
will they will need to sign another midfielder. Kai Havertz, he may replace this Jesus sometimes. He may come in place of
no, he will not
Martinelli.
play as a striker. That's for sure.
And at times, 4-2-3-1 position, Arsenal can play as 4-2-3-1 where he can play the number 10 role as well.
So if he plays as a
But
striker,
then-
he will not play as a typical number 9 striker. He will play as a withdrawn striker.
But how
False
can he play
nine.
4-2-3-1? How can he play 4-2-3-1? You have Martinelli, you have Saka, and you have Odegaard already, and Jesus as a
Well,
striker.
at times, obviously, again, there are 60 games. Akshay Odegaard won't be starting in all of them. He will be rested in
He's the
few games
captain.
as well. Yeah, I know,
Yes.
but he will be rested as well. And you never know, he might get injured as well.
Don't know what will happen.
Declan Rice signing is still understandable, but Kai Havertz signing is
Yeah.
beyond me. I don't know where he fits in this system, to be honest with you. But let's see.
Yeah, actually, that is a bit surprising for me as well. But leaving that aside, let's talk about the next signing, Timber. That is almost about to happen now. It's in the final stages. So, what do you think about Timber,
Almost done.
Adarsh?
I think it's too much money. How much are they asking him for?
45. They're playing 45 million.
40.5 million.
40 million. That is fine. He's 22 years old from Ajax, right? He's defensively good as far as I've seen him. I don't think he's a very he's not a progressive player. I don't think, but defensively he's good. He's another hustler type of player. I haven't seen him much.
He's a hybrid.
He's a
Center back
defender.
come right back.
Central
Yeah,
defensive
exactly. He's a
midfielder.
center back come right back.
Oh,
Center
he's
back
not
come
a
right
CDM.
back.
He's a center back
Yeah.
come right back.
Oh, I thought
So
he
he
was a
can-
central
he's
defensive midfielder.
No. He was
Majorly a
never
center back.
In fact, before Lisandro Martinez, he was the first choice for Manchester United as well last season.
Yes.
So
It was few of the statements which Louis van Gaal made when Louis van Gaal didn't include him in the squad for qualifier for the World Cup. When he was not included into the squad, then they just left that option aside and they went for Lisandro Martinez.
okay.
He was the first option for Manchester United also.
So he's 5'10". I don't know what's I mean, Lisandro 5'9".
I think he'll be playing as a right back. And we might see Ben White coming back to his original position, which is centre back. and now
Yeah.
Saliba is back. So Saliba and Ben White will be pairing together with Timber as the right back and Zinchenko as the left back. So I think this can make the defense system pretty dynamic because then Gabriel will be there in the
But
bench. And again, Tomiyasu is someone who is still there as a right back. And if required, even Ben White can play as a right back.
I think they've signed him as a backup for Ben White. I don't think they will change Ben White's position. He played very well in that position last season, and Gabriel also played well in his position. So I don't think they will change that combination. So
Well,
Saliba,
honestly telling,
no, I
they,
think
they are
Ben White
paying
will move
almost
to.
40. They are paying almost 45 million for a 22-year-old.
so
I really don't think they are paying that much to just make him sit on the bench.
And then there are three signings. I don't think there will be more signings. So still the question arises: where will Kai Havertz play? So
You
I
never know.
think the
It's a
left-sided
2 months.
midfield is
It's
the
a
only
2 months.
position.
Actually, you never know. It's a 2 months transfer window, and
They've already
we
spent.
all know that strange thing happened in the last day of the
but the budget,
transfer
But they
market.
the budget,
they have already spent 210 million. Tanmay.
right? There is a budget.
Yeah.
They're signing early. That's it. But they will not
Yeah,
sign more
yeah.
than they will.
And they only had 3 targets and they have signed all 3.
Well, I think then Jorginho is still in the plan because that's why he's not even he's not even listed for the transfer market. He's still in their plans. He himself wants to play for
So-
Arsenal.
If he
I
is in the
really
plans,
don't
then
think they will just because of few bad games, especially in a new system, and coming from a very shitty Chelsea system, going to Arsenal, which is completely new and a different system. Obviously, one cannot adapt so early. And maybe considering he has been a Euro Cup winner, a Champions League winner, they might consider him.
I'll
and
tell you
also
about
Partey will be sold.
Partey will be sold for sure.
Yeah,
I'll tell you about
Partey is
Jorginho.
going. Thomas Partey is going.
Yeah.
20
He's
million,
going to Saudi. He's going to Saudi.
but
Jor-
20 million.
Jorginho will not start many games. I'm telling you this. Jorginho has been purchased for a purpose last season. So in any
Yes.
game in which Arsenal is winning like 2-1, and it's a crucial game, after 60 or 70 minutes, he will bring in Jorginho to kind of slow down the gameplay so that the other team doesn't score. He's only for that purpose. He is not a starter. I'm telling you, Tanmay. He will not start the
Exactly.
games.
Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, I agree on to that. But now we have to see. Interesting choice. Maybe maybe Arteta might do something different. Maybe a position like 4-1-3-2. He might play with 2 strikers. So there will be, 1 defensive midfielder, 3 then offensive players with Saka, Martinelli, and Odegaard, and 2 strikers, Jesus and Kai Havertz.
So
Kai Havertz will not play as a
Against,
striker.
at least
Kai
against the
100%
weak,
sure.
they might go with that.
I mean, you're putting too much weightage into thinking that if they're buying somebody for 70 million, 65, he will have to start. It doesn't work that way. Manchester United, Man City, many clubs buy player for 70, 80 million. They
There's
don't
the
even start
difference
in the
between
first
Arsenal
season.
and Man U
I
and Man
know,
City.
but Arsenal is trying to
But
win the Premier
others,
League.
then they
If they
have
have to
no
win-
other option.
No.
They're short of
I don't-
options. They don't have options left because Xhaka is gone. And
Yes,
again, I can agree on. I can agree
Kai
with
Havertz
you.
will
that
play.
Jorginho
Mind my
might-
words.
He will play, but he will not. I think
In the
they will
left
find another
midfield. That's what they have signed him for.
See, left midfielder again. I agree, but then what will Odegaard do?
right midfielder.
Odegaard right midfield and in the center is Rice. 4-3-3. With
They will not-
Saka and Martinelli as wingers and Jesus as striker.
Yeah, but my only
But I
question
think
with this is that
It's too dynamic. They need someone else. In
They
The
need
problem
someone
is that Odegaard is not that great defensively, and neither Kai
And same for
Havertz
Havertz.
has.
Yeah.
Kai Havertz in defensive is absolutely nothing.
they will be
So
smashed on
too much
counter
pressure on. So there will be too much pressure on Declan Rice. They need a midfielder who can
Yes.
hold the ball, who can anchor the game as well.
Exactly.
If teams like City, Manchester United, Liverpool are going for high press, then they need a player who can take that pressure. Both of them are not that kind of players. They both are pure attacking midfielders.
Havertz will not play there.
Even if we are considering Havertz as a midfielder,
He will not play there. I'm telling you. He's a backup for Jesus because they know Jesus got injured this season and they suffered because of that. So he's basically coming on to kind of be a backup for him.
exactly. So now there is a huge gap in the third midfielder option, and that's why I'm considering maybe Jorginho can come into the picture. Maybe. Or maybe, as I told you, 4-1-3-2 formation they can
They
try.
will buy a new midfielder, man. They will buy a new midfielder. I'm telling you.
Yeah, they have to buy. They have no other option. They have to spend another at least 40-50 million to get a decent midfielder. Because
I
midfielders
don't
these
think-
days, you won't get
They will not
midfielders
spend.
for cheap.
They will not spend a single penny anymore.
Then they
Exactly.
are going to struggle big time this season.
Yes.
Unless Jorginho performs really well.
So they
I
will
don't
get
know what will happen.
they will get some money from the sales of this guy.
But they will not buy anymore. They have already told that they will.
To whom?
200 million is their budget.
Where did you
After
read
selling,
that?
after selling.
I didn't get any such sort of notification.
I'll send you the article.
From but think
Media
about it.
football I talking about.
Think logically about it. How can they survive without a midfielder in a
That
season where
Arteta has to think. That
he
Arteta
will
has
buy
to think.
he will buy a midfielder? Yeah, come on.
They have to buy, man. They have to
They
buy.
have
They
to
will
buy,
be
but I
selling
don't
few
think they
players.
will.
They will be. I think they will be selling few players like Rob Holding.
Yeah.
And
Then
another
obviously Thomas
Thomas
they have
Partey
another
Partey will
23-year-old.
Their striker, who was their young striker,
in
who's
Ketia.
Nketiah, he will go play. So they will get like 30, 40 million, 50 million from all these sales, and they will buy a midfielder. Otherwise, they
Exactly.
cannot think of challenging for a league without a third midfielder.
Exactly.
That's our view, but
Anyways,
I don't know what they are thinking.
anyways, too much time given to Arsenal. I don't think whether they deserve it or not. But let's move on to a different league. Bayern Munich. Finally, they got their centre back Kim. Adarsh, what do you think?
I think he was not their target before that quarterfinal versus Man City last season when they saw Upamecano slipping all over the ground. And until then, they
In both the legs.
in both legs. So
In both the legs.
they've seen his frailties, and they want somebody as a backup for him, a strong backup for
A
him.
solid centre back. He's built.
He's built.
Is
Yeah,
so
he's built
huge.
very.
And their target was not Kim Min-jae. When Manu they got to know that Manu is signing, they offered him a contract, and Kim Min-jae chose Bayern over Manu.
They were after him. They were after him. It's Manu
Not
actually
that
who
much.
tried to
Manu was leading
who
the
just
race.
thought, okay, Bayern Munich is going after him. Okay, let's go after him. It's Manu.
No. Manu was leading the race in the first place, and then Bayern pitched in. And then the player was Manu almost signed him, but they took him away at the end. 80% of the deal was done.
Yeah, I mean,
not a news story. To be very honest.
He's a good player.
I was following his story very closely, so I know that.
What made you follow that story very closely?
I was following Napoli.
You're not
was
into
following
United,
all Napoli players.
you're not into Bayern, and you're after Kim Min-jae. I just cannot figure out,
He's a
like,
good defender.
so many
He
other
has played
signings happening. There was Gundogan happening. There is Declan
So I'm following
Rice,
every-
Mason Mount, Kai Havertz, and
I follow all
all them
signings.
apart. You were after Kim Min-jae.
But
How do you say that I left all of them apart? I was following all the signings parallelly.
That's fine.
Will he start or not?
Obviously, he will start.
Obviously, he will start,
Upamecano,
yeah.
No, not at all.
No,
Now they are not
no.
utilized only Upamecano. They will be starting with him in the beginning.
Bayern play a lot of games, so obviously they need 3 centre backs for the season at least.
Exactly.
3 quality centre backs.
No, but who will
are
start?
all good enough to start.
They play as a 4 in defense, right? So I think they will still go with Upamecano, right?
They will rotate.
No,
I think
why would they go with Upamecano? They still have right back. They have a good left back.
they have Delight also.
In the center,
They have Delight also.
They have Delight.
Yeah, whatever.
You're not understanding my question. I'm saying that as a right center back and left center back. Forget about the wing backs. Will they start with Upamecano or will they start with him?
Upamecano.
I think in the initial games it will be him.
I think they will go with Upamecano, and if he again does not deliver, then they will replay. Maybe in the training, if he plays well, then he may get. Because Upamecano
but whatever,
is
a very
big
good
player.
signing. Kim Min-jae.
I've not seen much of him. I mean, I don't support Syria that much, but
Napoli were defensively very sound due to his presence. He has good aerial presence.
Yeah. Anyway, let's move on to the next topic. What are the other big signings that happened today? I think
Torres to Aston Villa.
Man, Aston
Villa.
Even
before Kim Min-jae, Bayern was after Pau Torres as well. They were inquiring about Pau Torres, but then they went with Kim Min-jae, and Pau Torres is
Aston Villa is also
reuniting with his previous manager Unai Emery. Reuniting with his previous manager Unai Emery.
That's a very
and don't forget they also have Diego Carlos, by the way.
Yeah, Diego Carlos and
he was injured. He was injured in the previous season.
Yeah.
So I think Aston Villa has got one of the best defensive pairings in Premier League.
So Diego Carlos, he did not play a single game last season, right?
Or he played initially 2-3 games and he got injured.
Yeah. But Pau Torres, man, I rate him. He's a Spanish international, and I saw
for
him.
Carlos.
He has a personality, man. He has a personality. He's a character.
Pau Torres, man.
I think Aston Villa can be one of the top 3, like, in terms of defensive record this season.
Pau Torres, I saw him first time, I think in the COVID season. They were playing against Real Madrid. And the way he was, he's basically a tall and strong guy, first of all.
Yes, yes.
And he's
Yeah,
very good on the ball. I think he's almost as good as, I'll not say Rodri, but as John Stones on the ball. He's really skillful on the ball.
yeah,
And he's tall, he's strong, he's defensively very good. He's a Spanish international. So that was a very shrewd signing. I think teams like Manchester United, Chelsea, these guys, I don't know what they're doing. They should go for a player like him. But I know
Yes.
that there was a Emery connection there, right? Unai Emery connection. So they got
yes,
them for.
exactly. Unai Emery, he won Europa League under Unai Emery, so I think that's the reason he might have.
I thought
Yeah,
the
Uh,
same when Aston
taken him.
Villa signed Diego Carlos. Like, why no one went after him?
So they've signed him for
Exactly.
till 2028, I think. For 5 years they've signed him. So
Obviously, he deserves a 5-year contract.
yeah, I mean Aston Villa is going to do very well next season. I'm pretty sure about. They will again finish in the top seven.
Amazing defense. Amazing defense.
Yeah,
There are
One of
few
the
good
best.
players in the attack as well. Anyways, moving on. Madison finally to Tottenham Hotspurs.
Madison.
Honestly, I'm not happy with this transfer. I think he could have picked a better club. Again, loser club, Tottenham Hotspurs.
And it's all about new manager coming in, fresh energy, and not someone who is already rated. So he's a young manager, and obviously he will make a new team, and so that's why I think Madison has chosen Tottenham.
I mean,
I'm
still,
not happy with this transfer.
I don't know about Newcastle. Newcastle have shown for 2 seasons, but I don't know. They still have
Yeah,
a point to
that's
prove.
not the point. Na. He has never played Champions League in his entire career, and he got a golden opportunity to prove himself in Newcastle, playing for Newcastle in Champions League. Even
But
if
what if
Newcastle
Newcastle only pulled out and he would only had one option?
sorry,
What if Newcastle only pulled out from his transfer?
why would they do that?
but
I
they were
don't
in the
know.
race, right? They were in the race.
If
Were
they
in the
were
race,
in
but
the race, they
might be
could
they.
have paid more. They could have paid more, but personal terms
But I
were
think
not
they only
agreed.
pulled out.
Personal terms were already agreed with Spurs.
I
But I
think
think they only pulled out.
I don't think if they pulled out or not, but I think the only thing would have been he might be quite insecure about his place in Newcastle because Newcastle is a progressive
Yes,
team.
yes.
I mean, for the first two seasons, I know.
See,
And they will sign.
Adarsh, he's young right now. It's time for him to prove what he is, and for that he needs. See, there will be competition. Obviously, everyone dreams about playing for Real Madrid, Barcelona, Manchester City also now, right? Everyone dreams about that. So if you want to play for a big club, you have to stop thinking about your insecurity aside, and you have to play in that sort of competition to make
Yeah,
it
I
to
agree. I agree with that.
these
I agree with
things.
that.
There can be many
I
other
think
reasons of
it's
the.
a very poor decision from Madison, because we all know what Tottenham Hotspur is capable of, bottling up.
Yeah, I mean, I
But
agree
even
that.
Newcastle's are not Premier League winners. So
Exactly, but they are into Champions League. He had a golden opportunity to play for Champions League.
I
I'm
mean,
seeing him for last 3-4 years. He never played a single Champions League game. He had an opportunity to prove himself there. The whole world watches Champions League matches. He would the whole world could have seen him playing. At the moment, he should not think that much about money. And even Newcastle can offer him more money as well as compared to Spurs.
but we still can't comment on this, like whether Newcastle pulled out or there are any XYZ
Personal
reasons.
terms were not agreed with Newcastle. He already agreed for the personal
yeah.
terms with Tottenham Hotspur. That's why Newcastle never that much keen onto the transfer. If he had agreed the personal terms with Newcastle,
But
the
there are
how
always
much
two.
money
It's
Newcastle would
always
have
two
thrown
way.
into the face of Leicester, Tottenham couldn't have competed.
But I only think Newcastle were not that much interested in him. Otherwise, they could have got him.
Because he already agreed with Tottenham.
The
He was so much
But if
desperate to play for Tottenham. I don't know for what.
Newcastle wanted, they could have convinced him. But I don't think they did enough.
it's
I
on the
don't know.
player. Ultimately, it's on the player. I do think I
Yeah,
agree
it's
with
on the
Tanmay
player, but still,
Newcastle right now is a much better and lucrative project than Tottenham.
yes,
They're
yes.
a progressive club. Tottenham, we don't know where they will end up. Will they have Kane next
Tottenham
season
is
or not?
continuously just going down and down and down and down only. Eighth, they finished
Especially after
eighth.
Kane.
And if
Kane will
Kane goes,
go,
what will
I
happen?
think, this season.
Exactly.
But their manager, I mean, might have sold the idea to him better than the Newcastle manager. We don't know, right? Or
Yes,
he may be a
that's what
coward.
I'm trying to say.
He may be a
Yeah.
coward. I mean,
You
it
never
might.
know what,
We
or
don't know
his
about his
family
mentality,
has,
right? Yeah,
he might
London
have some
thing.
family issues or some other things.
But I would agree that the better project was Newcastle. His position in Newcastle
Yes.
would have been better than compared to Tottenham. But it's his decision. But he will definitely. as a player, I would say would contribute a lot. Especially the Tottenham midfield has been so boring in the last few years. They don't
Yes,
have
yes,
any creative
yes.
midfielder. So at least he will add some spark in there. If Harry Kane stays, then I'm telling you he will assist lot of goals for him next season. But if he stays,
What about
Let's see.
Bernardo Silva and Laporte?
they will
Well,
go.
nothing no one is really bidding for them at the moment.
Their
But
future
yes,
is up in the air.
if they get a good offer, obviously the person see agreeing the personal terms is not going to be a big deal for the other teams. It's going to be the amount of money
They've
that
got
Manchester
offers
City is going
from
to
Saudi.
ask.
They've got offers from Saudi.
Definitely, they are not going to accept Saudi. They are into the peak of their career, and leaving Manchester City for Saudi, no, I don't think they're going to do that.
Ruben Neves
Money,
did.
money,
Ruben
money,
Neves
money,
did.
money, 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 money,
Yeah,
money, money,
Ruben
money.
Neves is a different thing, but Aymeric Laporte, he is
He,
one of the top defender.
I
He
think
has been one of the top defender.
He was.
Bernardo
He
I don't
Silva.
has
think he's a
just one
top
bad
defender.
season.
He's
He
a good
had one
player.
bad season, but
He's still a
other
good
than
player.
that, he had 4 very good seasons for City. He was a
I,
starter
Yeah,
4 seasons.
I think
I agree.
he did not
But he
deserve to
was.
be. His position was quite secure. I think something happened between him and Guardiola because he was,
Yes,
if
yes,
if not off the pitch, I think he was undeservedly taken out of the team. He was that good,
yes,
in my opinion.
yes, yes.
Exactly, he is one of the best defenders at the moment. So he's not going to settle for a bench, and definitely not Saudi. He wants to. He will play in Europe. And Bernardo Silva, man, that man is in the peak of his career. He is not going to just
But he
destroy
wants a new
his
challenge,
team.
as he said. He's done with
Yeah, he
City.
wanted a new challenge. Doesn't mean he'll go to Saudi. He will definitely again. The other teams have to splash a lot of money to get Silva and
But Saudi is very
Aymeric
attractive.
Laporte. So, so so again to get these players, especially after winning Champions League, they have to any team, all the teams they have to spend hard money to get these players. It's not easy. Convincing these players, agreeing personal terms is not a big deal, but then they have to spend a lot of money to get these players. It's not going to be easy. They might get Laporte, but Bernardo Silva, no, not really. And again, he's not going to waste his career playing for Saudi.
No,
No.
are we even sure that Bernardo Silva? I know he wants to leave Man City, but he has been asking to leave for the last 2 3 seasons, and he still plays every season.
See,
His contract is
his
still up in the air.
mindset is that if we get a good offer, I will not stop myself. I will leave. But
He
till then,
wanted to
I
go to
will continue
Barcelona.
playing for City and I will continue give my 100%.
No,
So
He
that is
wanted
his
to go to
mindset.
Barcelona.
Sorry.
But instead, he wanted to go to Barcelona, but instead, Gundogan made the switch before him.
no, but
Because Barcelona doesn't have that much money now.
Yes,
Gundogan is a free transfer.
yes, yes,
Again,
that's what.
Barcelona have to spend really hard.
so see the teams
But
who have money right now are like Man United. He will not come to United. He will not come to
PSG,
Liverpool.
PSG
He
only.
will not. I don't think he will go to Arsenal. PSG he can go to, but
Forget about any Premier League team. He might go to Bayern Munich, but again, they are not going to spend
They
that.
won't spend. Only PSG can spend.
I think Pep is
And
doing
they're
an.
interested also.
How many years are left in his contract? 2 years or 1 year?
2 to 3 years, maybe 2 to 3 years,
I
maybe
don't think three. Would not be more than 2 years
2 years, I
because
guess.
yeah.
2 years, I guess.
So nobody in Italy has that kind of money. But Real Madrid should go for him actually, I think, because they don't have a
Well, they
right-sided player.
already got Jude Bellingham. They already got Bellingham.
Jude
So what?
Bellingham,
He's a defensive
Valverde.
midfielder. They're midfielders, man. I'm talking about a right-sided player. He can easily play.
Bellingham is a right-sided player, man.
He's a midfielder,
He
right?
plays in the position of Silva only.
He's
No.
4-3.
talking about
Madrid play 4-3-3.
right winger.
See,
He's talking about right
I'm
winger.
talking about a right Silva. Pep Guardiola plays him in the midfield, but he was always a right winger. He still can play very good as a
No,
right
even
winger.
in the
Yeah, he can play.
Champions League,
Yeah,
He
in
can
the
play.
second half, he started as a right winger only.
right.
He can play,
So
but he's not a natural winger still.
I think he's naturally a winger. He
He's
has been
very
converted.
dynamic. He's very dynamic. Come on,
He's
he's very
dynamic, but
dynamic.
not a natural winger that Madrid wants.
I think he can play.
Easily he can
He
play.
can play, and obviously he can play, but Madrid is not looking at him at
I
that
mean,
from that
I'm
point
just
of
saying
view.
that they
He's
should.
not. See, Adarsh, he's also not a Madrid kind of a player. Also, Madrid plays, purely very hard counter-attacking football. He's not a Madrid type of player. I think future, if Barcelona, gets a lot of money, he'll be going to Barcelona
He
only.
can only
Not-
go to PSG, I think.
and
Only
destroy
PSG
his
can afford
career.
him,
He
and
should never go to PSG. He'll destroy his
I
career
think
there.
any good player should drop the idea of going to PSG.
Seriously.
Yes.
Uh, so I think he'll eventually go to Barcelona after, not this year, but maybe next year after his value goes down because of the contract duration, right? If only 1 year is left in his
Exactly.
contract, then only 30-40 million he'll go to Barcelona. Otherwise, I think Real Madrid could have gone for him because they can spend that kind of money, but I don't think they have him in their plans. So
He will go to PSG. Mark my words.
yeah,
I
but that
really don't think.
he can, but that
Because
would be
he's already played in Monaco, and he's aware of the league.
That's why.
So
That's why I don't think he will go.
either
he
ways, like
he
he
knows
will go or he will
how.
not go. He can go
No,
also,
no.
he will
I
not
think.
go.
I
That's
think he
also.
should continue playing for Manchester City for a while. Being one of the
Yes,
become
that's
one
the
of their
best thing.
captain, become one of their captain eventually after Kevin De Bruyne, and then he might look for other
That's
options.
what he has, that clash with De Bruyne. That the amount of attention De Bruyne gets, he doesn't, and that's
No,
what
the
is.
last season he got for last few seasons. In fact, he is getting a lot of
Who
appreciation, and I think
Bernardo?
that's the kind of
I don't even
culture.
think
he
I don't
is
even think
getting
he.
appreciation, but he's
And,
not at
and,
the
and
same
everyone
level.
knows that De Bruyne is the best. Everyone knows that De Bruyne is the
Yes,
best.
yes,
So
that's
I
what he
really don't
is.
think he is that sort of a player also that he will be thinking that no, I am the best. I should get all the limelight. No, everyone knows that he is the star player. He
We
and
don't
Erling
know
Haaland
what's
are the
going
star
on in
players.
his mind. We still don't know. There
Let's
are
see.
apprehensions.
Never know.
There are apprehensions in his mind that, oh,
See,
I will
Akshay, I
play, I will
agree
not
with you,
play.
but then teams have to pay hard money, lot of money to get him.
So
That's
that's what
not
I'm saying.
easy.
Only PSG is his option. Madrid will
And
not
he
go
will
after
not go
him.
to PSG, that is for sure. PSG tried to
I think he will go
purchase
to
him.
PSG.
Yeah, huh?
I
They,
think
they
he'll go to
tried this
PSG.
season. They tried this season. They tried
But
this
because
season, which was
reason is,
rejected, which was even personal terms were not agreed, and that's why PSG ended up buying Marcus Asensio.
but PSG is also building a new team. Neymar will go, Mbappe will go in a year.
They
Both
have
will
been
leave.
making this new team for last 11 years, and
But I
they
think no,
zero
this time
zero
they won't
result.
go for all this non superstar signings.
Every fucking season they are changing their manager.
He is a superstar, Akshay, but kind of a he is Bernardo Silva.
Not that much superstar like Mbappe or Neymar or something like De Bruyne also,
I'm telling you,
for that matter.
he has done more in his career than Neymar. I'm telling you, Bernardo Silva.
No, 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 no.
No,
I
no, no,
mean,
no, no.
After he came to PSG, Neymar,
Neymar
what has he
has
really done, man?
said
What has he
After
done?
came to
we
PSG,
have
Nadesh, but
very high
before
expectations
PSG,
of
he
Neymar.
spent 4 seasons in Barcelona,
Okay,
and he
Yes,
achieved a lot in Barcelona.
I think
Santos as
So
well. Don't
that
forget that.
those achievements are enough.
so. Hasn't this guy Bernardo Silva achieved that much in Man City?
He
One Champions
has, but
League.
not at the.
Both have one
I think
Champions League.
80,
He has more
80%.
leagues than him.
Bernardo Silva
I know
is
that on
80% the level of Neymar.
yeah, I know on a skill level, on a talent level, Neymar, I don't even think 80%, he's like 65% of him on a pure
Yes.
talent level. But on a mentality level and the hard work that he
Yes,
does for
Neymar
the
has been
team,
injured also, no? Neymar has been injured and
I,
also depends on the team. Yeah, again depends
I
on the
think
team as well.
Neymar is frivolous. I think he's frivolous. It has
He
gone into his
is.
mind that I'm the
He
world's
is.
best player, and he doesn't have the
Yes,
work ethic
yes,
of a
yes.
Messi and a Ronaldo, and that's why he
Yes.
struggled in PSG.
He's not
Well,
humble
And
obviously,
enough.
Neymar should never be. He has never compared himself to Messi and Ronaldo. But I think the kind of team Bernardo Silva has, the kind of midfield he has, if Neymar had that midfield, which he had in Barcelona, and he really did well in
But
Barcelona.
he also had
If,
Messi and
if he
Suarez
had
competing.
this sort of midfield and the basically the board mental, I will talk about the again when it comes to PSG. I directly switch to the whole board because their whole system is very shitty. And City right now, after Real Madrid, has the best system. The scouting team is amazing. They scout those again. From that Monaco team, every person was talking about Mbappe, this, Mbappe that, Mbappe those. But City scouting team, they looked for Bernardo Silva. Trust
And same
me,
for
no
Fabinho.
one was looking at
Fabinho was
Bernardo
also
Silva when he was in Monaco.
Fabinho also from the same team.
Exactly. So this Manchester City they got Bernardo Silva. Then out of nowhere they got Aymeric Laporte.
yeah,
Nobody was watching
That
Laporte
was a
in
good
Athletic
signing.
Bilbao. Nobody was watching Ruben Diaz.
Yeah.
right?
Ruben Diaz is an
Ikanji,
even better signing.
Joao Cancelo,
Um, uh,
Zinchenko.
I think their board is even better than Real Madrid. Real Madrid is still playing. No disrespect to them, but Modric, Cruz, all these players are too old to really play for the first team. But they're still dragging them. But see,
Exactly,
Man City in
Because
every position, you have a perfect player in every position who's not
exactly.
too
I think
old,
two
who's not too
perfect
young.
players.
Yeah,
Two
Exactly.
perfect players in every position.
Another example, Ederson. Nobody knew Ederson before Manchester City, man. No one knew Ederson. Before Liverpool, people knew Alisson from his
Yeah.
Roma days. But what
Yeah.
about Ederson? Nobody knew about Ederson, right?
Exactly.
So the
every
whole
signing,
scouting
every signing.
team, the board, the way they are
Jesus,
managing. See
Jesus,
every
Zinchenko.
Exactly. Exactly. So you see, look at PSG. They buy like 7, 8 players every season. But Manchester City, the only major season when they did hell lot of signings was the second season of Pep Guardiola when he won when he won the Premier League with 100 points. They got
Jesus
like
Mahrez.
a whole squad all together, a whole squad. But from next season onwards, just like a normal team does, just 1 or 2 players, they're selling 1, 2 players, they're buying 1, 2 players. That's it. It
So
was
if
just last season they sold
yeah,
4 players and they got 4 players.
so basically Bernardo Silva goes to league PSG. I think he should forget about Champions League then. Start bad
Exactly.
in the
No, he won't go.
But he has
Personal
already
terms have
won
not been
the
agreed.
Champions League.
No, he will not go. He will
but
not
that's
go to
the
PSG.
I mean even if you have won
He's
the
I'm
eyeing
just
Champions
saying
League,
Barcelona.
that
what
He's
else
eyeing
can
PSG
you
is his
Barcelona
only option right now if he wants to go.
right now. But again,
Yeah.
Akshay, he's not really desperate to move out of City as well. Nah? He is ready to play for City. So
Yes.
he's eyeing Barcelona in the end.
yeah, I think
Yeah, but Barcelona is not capable to sign him right now.
you know
At the moment, I agree.
which team can buy him? If we all know Newcastle have money and they're building a new project, and
Yes,
he's a young player
yes,
still. I think
exactly.
he's 26, 27. He can go to Newcastle.
28. He's 20, 27, 28.
29,
He's 27,
29.
That
28.
29,
Not
Bernardo Silva.
29. Definitely not 29.
Yeah.
Then they should not sign him. I think 29 is like for a wing for a player who plays on the wing. I think it's too not good for it. Anyway, another signing. I don't even know if you want to talk about this, but Loftus Cheek has been signed by AC Milan. Gone are
Forget
those
it.
days.
Out of nowhere. And what is Chelsea doing, man?
I think
He was the
Chelsea.
only midfielder. I thought that he would play a double pivot with Enzo Fernandez.
No man, come on.
And now news comes out of nowhere that AC Milan has signed him. What midfielders are left? Chelsea left with
No, they will
a
buy new
fucking
midfielders.
110
They
million
will
World Cup
buy
winner.
new midfielders. Actually, that's what we discussed in the previous video as well.
Yeah, they will
That
buy.
they will definitely buy new midfielders.
They are
They're
after
already after
Caicedo.
Caicedo. They are already
Yeah,
after
but
Caicedo, and
Man
they
U is
will get new
also after
midfielders.
Caicedo.
Sorry.
Man U is also after Caicedo.
So,
But
So
but
what if
you
Man U sign
already
Caicedo?
answered your
What will
question.
happen?
You already answered your question. We all know that Man U will lose this particular competition.
I don't think so. Man U
Whenever
can sign.
Man U and Chelsea are fighting for one player, there has always been one winner, and which is Chelsea.
no, I mean, but in this
Not
case, I will agree
necessary,
that
yeah.
Chelsea will ultimately sign Caicedo. But you cannot rule out Manchester United. They may
Obviously.
come late with a
Yes.
huge bid,
Yes.
but
Yes.
I don't know. I mean, Ten Hag's attitude, I don't know what he's thinking. But Loftus Cheek,
It's
he
not just
was,
about Ten Hag, it's about the management also.
which he's part of. Uh,
Yes.
so
But still,
what's his name? Loftus Cheek. I mean, I'm okay with him leaving Chelsea. He was playing in Chelsea for the last how many years? 7, 8 years. He
and he's
did.
a good player.
He's a good player, but his output is. I mean, he mostly is injured. He never did anything
He's an
major.
Everton
He will
level
suit
player.
AC Milan.
He
He will
he
suit
can
AC
be good
Milan.
for teams.
Yeah,
He's
he
good for AC Milan. Perfect. He went to a perfect team, AC Milan.
And AC
literally.
Milan were
Perfect.
after him since 2-3 years.
Made in heaven signing. Made in heaven signing.
Yeah. AC
Literally.
Milan was after him for 2-3 years.
But man, AC Milan, they used to have Shevchenko, Pirlo, Seedorf, Kaká, and now
Used to have. But they still won the league with all the losers.
Loftus Cheek.
And Ibra.
Loftus Cheek.
Oh, yeah, Ibra went
Cheek.
there at 40 years age. Didn't he?
And
Did he
still
play? I think he
won
played for
them the
them.
league.
Ibra also played
Yeah,
for
he
them in
played a couple
2010,
of
11.
games in the end.
No,
In
he
the end,
was
he played a couple of games.
the last time they won the league. I think in 2010 or 11, Ibra was there. Thiago Silva,
Yeah.
Ibrahimovic. That was a good team back then. That was, I think, the best Milan team. And after that, even if they won the league last season, but
No. 2007 was the best Milan team.
No, I said that the last team which was decent or good was the
Yeah,
2011,
that
10,
was in
11 team.
2010.
10, 11, right?
Yeah, 10,
After that,
11.
they
Exactly.
just crumbled after that.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Love this cheek.
no, he literally. I mean, he
He's a
does
good
look like a
player. Come
Milan
on.
player. He does look
Don't
like a
make
AC
a
Milan player.
mockery out of him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He's still a
Made
good
in heaven
player.
signing. A
Yeah,
pair,
and young
you
also.
must have seen, movies, Bollywood movies where, it's a made in heaven pair, but ultimately they get married when they're old. It's that
Lost
sort of
touch.
a story. He should have
But he's
signed
still
for
young.
AC Milan, should have signed him long back.
Yeah, how is
Yeah,
this
but
guy
he's
only
still young.
27 years old? How is he 27? I mean, he was playing
I
in
thought he's
Chelsea when I was
25.
in college.
Yeah, he's playing since 17,
He's
16,
still
17.
and he's still 27 years.
Yeah,
He's been playing in Chelsea since 2014. That's why I said I was in college then.
yeah.
Anyway, I think it's coming onto the surface more and more lately that the United is really now progressively after Andre Onana.
Onana, good signing.
55. I
Almost
mean,
signed. Almost signed.
I think 50,
with United, you
if
cannot
they
say.
get him for like 50, if they get him for 50 million, I think that's a good signing. That's a good amount. Goalkeepers these days, they are that, teams are paying like 50, 55 million for a goalkeeper.
He's actually very good on the ball. He's not like a typical
Yeah.
lanky keeper. He's on good on the ball and a player. I'm,
Just you can just say he's not like our current goalkeeper.
but I think even
Yeah,
Pep Guardiola would have gone for him if he did. If like Edison was 34, 35, then he could have gone for Onana. Trust me.
yeah, 100%.
He
100%.
so this is a very good time to sign him. I don't think any other team is after him because everybody has a good goalkeeper right now at least. Every big team has a good
Apart,
goalkeeper.
yeah, true.
Apart from which team?
Your team.
Yeah, apart from United, right? And that is why
Yeah.
he's
Chelsea.
And
going for
Chelsea
Chelsea.
as well.
And Chelsea also.
yeah, Chelsea also. But Chelsea is,
Kepa.
is Chelsea a big team? But they finished 12th last season, man. They're not a big
Well,
team.
they have big money. They have big money.
But they're not going for him, so that's good. See, 55 million is very reasonable for a player of his quality, I think. And
By the way,
Exactly.
PSG have
Good signing.
labeled a 90 million bid for Victor Osimhen.
for who was I think somebody else also submitted a bid
Chelsea
for him.
100 million.
Chelsea
Chelsea
100.
100 million.
So if Chelsea already submitted 100, then why is PSG submitting
Yeah,
90?
PSG can beat Chelsea easily.
I think Chelsea bid 100 million. I'm not sure.
But
No,
could
no,
have
no, they
he?
didn't. They didn't.
They were, I mean, preparing for
And
it or something
also,
like that.
I
Chelsea
think
pull
they
out
might
of
be preparing.
Chelsea were also after Manuel Ugarte, defender.
Chelsea is after everybody, yeah. Whoever is whoever is likely to be sold, they're after him.
But
And they
PSG,
actually,
PSG,
Others, you remember like good 5 years back when Mourinho was the manager, they were like United is after everyone. United is
yeah,
after Willian. United is after Pedro. Every player who was on a verge of being sold, United was after them. The same thing is with Chelsea now.
Chelsea priced out of Manuel Ugarte move by PSG.
priced
How
out
can
of,
Chelsea be priced out by someone?
which means that their bid is more than Chelsea's bid if
Their
they're
bid is
priced out.
less than PSG. PSG
Chel-
have bid more, offered
Yeah,
more money than Chelsea.
that's what I'm saying. They price them
Yeah,
out of it, right? So
yeah.
what else?
Anyways, I know this won't make much difference, but just an update. Lucas Hernandez is also on a verge of signing for
Yeah,
PSG now.
He has, I
yeah.
think, hasn't he?
He has 40
It
million.
has the agreement is agreed. There is an agreement now. So, like obviously, medical and
So
all.
PSG is also
That is,
getting active now in the transfer market.
well, they were active since for last 11 years. Since last
Mm.
11
Come
years,
on, I'm
PSG
talking
has
about this
been.
season. I'm talking about this season only.
They're always active.
Yeah, but
If
Lucas
transfer
Hernandez,
market would have,
have you ever
it's very
rated him?
But there were
unfortunate
no
for them.
news of they signing anyone before Lucas Hernandez this
Do you
season.
rate him, Lucas? I don't.
Marcus Asensio, they already got Marcus Asensio. And there's
Asensio.
another player they signed another player. I just forgot the
How
name of that
when did they sign Asensio?
In the very beginning of the
player.
season window, I think.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
No, it
The
was
moment
already
window started, Asensio was signed by PSG.
I think it was already in the last season only.
He
Everything
can
was
be a
agreed.
very good signing.
I
No,
I
but
don't know.
it's written that his move to PSG is held up.
Sorry,
PSG was to sign him, but
and
his
he's
move
already
has
signed. He's already there.
but his move is
No,
still held up. He has not been revealed as a PSG player till now.
no. I don't think the signing has been completed yet. He has
Yes,
not
yes,
signed a
it's
new
held up.
contract. He hasn't signed a new contract with Madrid, and the
But he will.
talks.
Yeah, exactly. But he will sign PSG now. He won't
And
play for
Manuel
Madrid.
PSG to seal Asensio and Ugarte signings. I don't
Seriously,
know. It's
PSG are again
still
going for
not signed.
PSG type players, mediocre
Yeah,
players who can win them their local league, but nowhere in the Champions League they will do anything. I don't rate Hernandez. I don't rate Asensio, especially after his injury. He's too slow now, Asensio.
When he was new, he was really good. But
Yeah,
ever
not
like
now. Injury,
after
that
a
was a
couple of
big injury.
injuries, yeah.
don't know what will happen.
Well, we all know what will happen. PSG will again bottle up in round of 16 or quarter final.
Do you think they will
Anything,
reach round of 16 also?
Well, Neymar and Mbappe will, win the matches in the
Neymar plays
knockouts.
2 games out of 10.
name,
Sorry,
Neymar plays two
but
games out
last
of 10.
season it was Messi as well, na. But this time Neymar will play. Neymar, I hope he doesn't get injured. But at least in the knockout stages, Neymar will be available, and both of
But the
them will.
most interesting transfer saga is Harry Kane to Bayern Munich. Let's see what happens.
Harry Kane to Bayern Munich. Yeah, let's see.
I,
Well,
I,
first bid has been brutally rejected. Let's see
I
what
will
happens
Yeah,
now.
they, I don't even know if they will bid another time because I don't
no,
know
they
what's
will.
their
They
financial
have to.
situation.
They have to bid.
What is the
They
biggest
will bid.
signing that Bayern has done till now? I mean, are they
Lucas
ready to?
Hernandez for 80 million.
They signed Lucas Hernandez for
Yeah.
80 million
Yeah,
Yes.
he was an 80 million
70
player.
something. 70 something.
euros.
80 million euros, I guess.
Man, seriously, Lucas Hernandez,
Yeah, from Lucas Hernandez from 80 from
AC
Atletico
Milan.
Madrid.
Atletico.
Atletico Madrid.
Were they out of their mind?
That is Theo Hernandez in AC Milan.
Yeah, then they can definitely if they can spend 80. Why are they submitting 70 million for Harry Kane? They should go for 150 if they can spend 80 million for a loser.
They were just trying to test the waters.
Nice way to test what. Yeah.
Anyways, guys, so that was all about the transfer market for now. So till then, so soon we will kind of come up with more videos with more transfers. Almost 2 months are left. So a lot of time, lot of transfers will be happening. So we will be coming up with more and more videos, more and more content. Till then, keep subscribing, watching, sharing our channel. See you everyone. See you next time.
Goodbye,
You
guys.
folks.